I want to thank Tara. She's stood beside me, and there's been a lot of difficult times throughout the past 3 years. Since I've been surrendered, there's been a lot of very difficult times, and but we know that the tribulation that we go through is we should count it all joy. And I thank Mom and Dad for being here, my sister for supporting me in what I do. So, with that being said, I have a big question to ask you tonight. And that question is, when you meet God, what will you meet Him as? Will you meet God as your Savior, or will you meet Him as your righteous judge? That is the big question tonight. As I sit here, like Scotty said, I have a passion for this church, the people of this church. I have a passion for everyone that's sitting in here. I have a passion to know that each and every person sitting in here is saved before they walk out that door and go home. Because like Brother Brett said last night, we are not promised another day. We're not promised that we're able to leave the parking lot. I have a huge passion for people. I do. And I would hope that tonight that the words that God's given me to talk to you about, I hope that tonight that it pierces your heart and it infects your heart and that it's able to grow inside of you, and that fire, maybe that's not even lit yet, may become a blaze, or that fire that's just a flame will become a forest fire tonight for God. Throughout the Bible, it talks both in the Old and New Testament, it talks about seeking God.
That's right.
And I feel like the church today is failing to seek God. I feel like pastors today are failing to seek God. I think worship leaders today are failing to seek God. I think people in this nation, in our churches, that are just pew sitters, are failing to seek what God has for them. We are to honor and glorify God in all that we do. But we get so stuck in this sin that it so easily ensnares us. Because we're not seeking God. The flame that might be there has gone down. It's time to get back and build our foundation tonight. This week has been really, really awesome. Some of you have been here, some of you haven't, okay? So, if you've been here, that foundation is starting to be built. If you've not been here, you're fine. Because tonight the foundation is going to be built for you. We're going to unpack some things, as Justin said. We'll unpack. I like how, the new cool pastors, we're going to unpack how to do this, right? So we're going to unpack some things on how to build a foundation of Jesus. I hope that tonight that the fire inside of you grow into a forest fire that can't be put out. And I want to ask you a question. What does a fire do when you do not tend to it?
It goes out.
It goes out. You can build the biggest fire that there's ever been. But if you don't tend to that fire, if you don't fuel that fire, it starts to dwindle. It starts to go down. My brother can build some big fires. That's my sister. He about burns her house down every year because he sets the whole forest on fire. You know what I'm saying? But eventually, that fire goes out. Eventually, that fire dies because there's no fuel left in the forest to continue that fire to grow. So my question once again to you tonight is, are you fueling that fire inside of you by seeking the Holy Spirit, by seeking Jesus, by seeking God? I think part of the problem is, the bottom line is, we don't trust God.
That's right. That's right.
We don't trust God with our lives. We don't trust God with our jobs. We don't trust God in the day-to-day life. We don't trust Him to lead us in a way that He knows that is best for us to go. Because we think fleshly that we know everything. That we're cool with whatever. We don't trust God. We don't trust God to take to take a leap of faith if we're not seeking Him and seeking Him wholly. How do we know that tonight? You know, when if you can turn to Jeremiah 29:11. 29:11 tonight. What does your relationship with God do when you stop seeking Him? It's going to do the same thing that this forest fire does. It's going to go out. Right? Guys, tonight, I truly feel like there's people here that aren't trusting God with their lives when He's the one who gives life. He is the giver of life. He is the creator of life. He is creator of everything. And we aren't trusting Him tonight with our lives. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, says the Lord. Thoughts of peace and not evil, to give you a future of hope." Wow. And we have a hard time trusting God.
That's right.
And I'm number one. Right? You're looking at Him right here. This message might not be for you tonight. It might be for me. Because sometimes I have a hard time trusting God. You know, I have a job that I'm getting really sick of. You can ask my wife. Every day when I go to work, Matt back there, yes. Every day when I go to work, and I know this is video, so hopefully my employer doesn't see this, but I look for a new job every day on the internet when I go to work. Anybody else like that? Yes. Yes. Amen. Right? So this might be talking to us, right? But listen, like, we're not satisfied with what we got because we think that God is trying to give us something more. And so I apply for these jobs and I get an interview for one of these jobs. And I go and it's nothing like I expected it to go. It was terrible. Horrible. And I walk out and I'm mad. I told Terry, I said, I'll tell you what. It was at Benton, by the way. I said, I'm never applying at Benton again. I'm so sick of it. Right? Never doing it again. And I think, and I go through the rest of my day, I'm depressed, and I'm mad, and I say, God, like, this is like the perfect thing. This is like closer to home. This is Benton, you know, a place I've always wanted to work, and you ain't gonna let it happen? Right? And God said, for I know the plans I have for you. And then He really got me. Thoughts of peace and not evil. You are in a situation that you're in for a reason. To teach you something. And I'm just now figuring that out. Right? But God has our best interest at heart. God's ways are higher than our ways. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. And we just have no idea what He has in store for us. But if we seek Him, as we're going to read further, then He's able to give us those things. It says, then you will call upon me, and I will listen to you. You will call upon me, and I will listen to you. God of the universe, creator of the universe, when you call upon Him, He says, yes. Yes, son. He hears your thoughts. He answers every prayer, even if it's not like what you want to hear. Like in my situation, right? God, give me that job, man. I'd be the best for the job. You know? And God said, no. You know, I've said this before. If you want to hear God laugh on your plans, I have a hard time with always making these lifelong plans as soon as I apply for a job. Anybody else like that? Like, the first thing I do, you can ask Sarah, I'm like, okay, so guess where I applied today? And she's like, where? And I'm like, so I applied at Benton. And she's like, oh yeah? Cool. I'm like, yeah! Like, you know, with you working there, and Vicky working there, and yeah, you know, like it's over, you know what I'm saying? And the next thing I do is I go look at the salary schedule and see how much money I'm going to make. Because I'm making lifelong plans, and God says, whoa, son, I have something way, way, way better for you. But when you call to Him, He hears you. And I want to encourage you with that tonight. When you call upon the Lord with your hurts, with your sorrows, with your brokenness, with your joy, with your happiness, He hears you. And He cares because He created you. Before you were in the womb, He knew you. He knew your name. He knew everything about you. He knows what you like and what you don't like. He's a great, loving, and caring God. And I want to encourage you tonight. Then in verse 13 it says, and you will seek me. Uh-oh, there it is. Seek me. And find me. So when I seek Him, I will find Him. He's not the hide-and-seek champion, guys. That's Bigfoot. Yeah, like He's not the hide-and-seek champion. He's right there, and it says it. He says, when you search for me with all your heart, verse 14, I will be found by you. I will be found by you when you seek me with all your heart. When you give every last bit of yourself to Him. That's something that me and Tara are really working on right now. You know, we feel like God's got big plans for our family. We feel like God's got big plans for us to do big things for Him. And we're kind of, right now we're like, you know, God, we feel like we're at a crossroads. Like, God, what do you want us to do? Right? What do you want us to do? And we are in the process of truly seeking Him to see what He has for us. And it says when you seek Him with all of your heart, you will find me by you. And the Lord also said, and I will bring you back from your captivity. Your captivity, that sin that holds us down, that gets us off the straight and narrow. He's going to bring you back. He's going to place you on solid rock, on solid ground. And He's going to lead you if you seek Him. Tonight, how many people, and don't raise your hand, how many people can truly say that you're seeking God? Because I feel like a lot of times we go throughout life and we get in like this rut and like, it's all like, yeah, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? And not what can God do with me? What can I do? What can I do? Not what God can do with me. What can I do for God? What is God leading me to do? And so many times we get in these ruts, and especially in leadership, and we just feel like we're just going through the motions. When lives are eternally at stake, we just go through the motions. That's what some of us are doing at our jobs, at our secular jobs. We're just going through the motions. We show up and we just do this, or with friends that we see all the time. We know they're not saved. People that aren't saved that are around us, we just go through the motions like they don't even matter. God's put you in a situation for a reason. Are you using that situation for God? Only you can answer that. The first thing, guys, and this is, you can write this down if you want to, but the first thing in seeking God, what do we do when we try to start a relationship with an earthly friend or a fleshly friend? Some of y'all that have wives or husbands or not married yet, how do you start a relationship with somebody?
Oh.
The first thing you do is you contact them, right? You contact them. The first thing that you need to do with God is you need to contact Him. Because He always listens, as we've just found out.
That's right.
When we call upon Him, He hears us. So we contact Him, just like we would an earthly relationship. We contact Him. The second thing we do is we start a relationship. How do we start a relationship with somebody here? Well, we talk to them often, don't we?
That's right.
Don't we talk to them pretty often? Because we want them to like us, whether a friendship or boyfriend or girlfriend or even the husband or wife. We talk to them, huh? Yeah. Or probably that fire gonna go out, right? We got to keep that fire blaze. I try to do that a little bit too much with my wife, with Tara, but she kind of, you know what I'm saying? But, no, I'm just kidding. But we got to start a relationship. Okay? Number 2. And then number 3, we have to build the relationship.
That's right.
We have to grow deeper in our relationship with God. We have to take steps in order to get closer and closer to Him, just like you would a friend, a wife, right? You know, you can ask Chandler and some of the other guys in the ministry. I'm pretty terrible at keeping relationships going because I'm busy. And Chandler calls me in 2 weeks. He's like, bro, I haven't heard from you. I'm like, no, I'm terrible. I'm terrible friend, you know. And then we talk, and we talk for the next 3 days in a row, and then we don't talk for 2. Yeah, anyway, so. But we need to continue to build that relationship. Put foundation. Our foundation is our contact. We've started digging our foundation. Starting a relationship, we've poured the foundation. And then when we start building a relationship, we start putting bricks or blocks on that foundation to make it a strong foundation with God. And we have to seek Him. And then number 4 is we have to sustain the relationship. That's hard for me to say. Sustain the relationship. How do you sustain a relationship? You talk, especially with God. You talk to Him. You pray, right? You read His Word. You get into His Word. You keep learning more and more and more and more about Him. Brother Arnie, you and your wife have sustained a relationship. Do you still learn new things about her and you want to learn more things about her and you want to grow deeper and deeper in love with her?
Yes.
Yes. Is that not the way that our relationship with God should be?
Amen.
The cool thing is, guys, that wherever you're at in your relationship with God, you can take one of those 4 points and you can say, I'm here. And I need to grow deeper. See, if you haven't met God yet, you can contact Him tonight. If you have already started a relationship with God, but you kind of fell off the wagon and you're kind of doing whatever you want to do, then guess what? You can build the relationship starting tonight. Isn't that amazing? That the Creator of the universe, we can do that with Him? Like He cares that much about us.
That's right.
That we are terrible, terrible people. We are such sinners, man. And He still loves you. He still died for you, even when you were a sinner. Romans 5:8, man. While you were still a sinner, He died for you. Is that not amazing? Like that verse just pumps me up. Like that verse, anybody have an athletic background? Athletic? Guess not. I'm athletic people in here. Goodness gracious. I actually,
bowling?
bowling's athletic. Yeah. Yes. When when I get in worship and I'm about to speak, my athletic background comes out. I'm like, oh my gosh, let's go. Let's do this, right? Anybody else like that?
Amen.
Amen? Hey, because I'm excited about the Word of God.
That's right.
I'm excited about the people of God. And I want to help you tonight grow in your relationship with God by seeking Him, because I feel like we're not doing it. So, the cool thing about this, guys, is that Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He's never changing. He's never moving. He's always right beside you.
That's right.
The only time that Jesus isn't beside us is because we leave. We turn our back on Him. Because we feel like we don't trust God, once again, and we feel like we know what's best. God's really got me this week, boy. He said, son, listen to me. I've got a lot better things for you. Is He telling that to you tonight? Is He saying that to you tonight? That He's got a lot better things for you if you would seek Him? If you would seek Him with your heart? Okay? I'm not telling you not to seek a better opportunity. I'm not telling you to seek new circumstances. Actually, I am telling you to seek new circumstances with God. Right? What I'm saying is seek God first. Seek Him first. And His goals for your life will become your goals for life. And we see that in Matthew 6:33. It says, "But seek first the kingdom of God and righteousness, and all these things shall be added to you." Seek first the kingdom of God. See, I believe, when I first started this whole journey called life, I wanted to become a basketball coach or a baseball coach and an athletic director. That's what I wanted to do. You know? God gave me that, and I don't want it no more. Why don't I want it anymore? Because I'm continuing to grow my relationship with God, and I'm continuing to seek Him, and His wants for my life are starting to become my wants for life.
Amen. Amen.
And see, that's what happens, guys. See, people don't choose Jesus because they think it's boring and that Jesus ain't going to give them what they need, what they want. But the thing is that when you are at one with God, when you are in right standing, when you are righteous and right standing with God, He gives you the desires of your heart. Why? Because that will that He has for you is also your will. And you want that He wants for you because you are at one. It says in Hosea 7:10, it says, "Sow for yourselves righteousness." Righteousness, right standing with God. Sow that in your life. Work on that in your life. To be at one with God. It says, "Reap in mercy, break up fallow ground, for it is time to seek the Lord." Tonight, it is time to seek Him. It's time to stop playing games at the foot of the cross. It's time to stop playing games in your relationship with God. Guys, it is time to seek Him and seek Him fully tonight. It says, seek, or for the first, it's time to seek the Lord till He comes and rains righteousness on you. You know, guys, we want in our life, I know I do, we want that big blessing from God. Don't we want that big blessing? We want that, man, rain it down, you know what I'm saying? Rain it down. Elevation Worship has a new song called "We Receive Your Rain," and I love it. But we want this big blessing. But see, the problem is that we aren't prepared for that big blessing. We haven't done the work and planted the seed for God to cultivate it. Why? You're wanting a victory in your life, but you're playing for a tie. We want greatness, but we prepare for mediocrity. In our relationship with God. Some of y'all want big things. Hey, great. Is that what God wants? I don't know. Are you seeking Him? I don't know. I'm going to support you because that's what I'm called to do, right? But I feel like we got a problem because we're not seeking God. We are preparing for mediocrity in our relationship with God. And that's not what God wants. God wants that fire inside of us to be an open flame that leads people to the cross, leads people to the truth of the Word, leads people to the gospel of Jesus, so that lives can be changed for eternity. And each and every one of you have that power inside of you to change people with God's power for eternity. Some of you have people in your life right now that you know you're thinking about them right now, that you have power by your actions. You have power by the way you live your life. You have power by as close as you are to God to lead people to Christ. Amen. Because of the flame burning inside of you. But sometimes, like we've talked about this week, our fire is only a flame. Our fire is like barely going. It's barely going. You know, some of us, you know, my mom and dad, they have a furnace at their house. And they have a furnace, and it's got like 4 big things on it that the fire goes up and it ignites, and it puts out a lot of heat. Right? It puts out a lot of heat. Like it heats like the whole house. They got a big house. Right? It heats the whole house. But then the igniter to that fire is a little bitty tube that comes up, and a little flame about this big comes out of it. The first thing we have to do in our relationship with God is we have to contact God so that flame, so that fire can poof. Right? But some of us are staying there because we're fine with mediocrity. Some of us don't want to take that next step with God because we're just fine being mediocre. We are just fine being where we're at. But when that fire ignites, when it says, hey, this house needs to be heated, it swoosh. And it comes, it puts out a heat that cannot be denied.
That's right.
Is your fire putting off heat that cannot be denied tonight? Okay, God, I'll say it. By your worship, it doesn't look like it. I think I want to dance in front of the Lord. I believe that. Because I get pumped up. Man, He excites me. Are you going to meet God as your righteous judge or as your Savior? What kind of heat are you putting off tonight? In Matthew 7:7, it says, ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and it will be open to you. But let's go back. All right, I'll finish. For everyone who asks receives, and who seeks finds, and to him who knocks it is open. But my question to you tonight is, are you seeking God the way you're supposed to be for that door to be open? Because here's the deal. God has a lot of blessings for you. God wants to bless you greatly. But we're not ready for them. We can't handle them. Because man, we still got that little bitty flame. We're not prepared for them because we are fine being mediocre. And I'm saying that a lot, but I believe that tonight. We have people sitting in these pews that are fine being mediocre.
That's right.
And God says, no, that's not good enough for me.
That's right.
Even Jesus seeks the will of God, guys. Do y'all realize that? Like, has anybody ever looked up like Luke 22:42? Like, let's look at that real quick. Like, Jesus is in the garden praying because He knows, man, He's about to have to go to the cross for you. He's about to have to go to the cross for me because we're sinners. And we put Him there. And we want to be mediocre with God. But we put Him on a cross. I don't get that either. But Jesus is saying, God, man, goodness, man, like He says, Father, if it is your will, what does He say? Father, if it's your will, not my will, because I promise you, if of course, you know, if I'd been there, I'd been like, no, I'm done, I ain't doing this. People are hating on me, like, right? People are hating on God, man. They spit on John Jesus. They hated on him. They spit on him. They talked bad about him. This was a man who was perfect. And people lied about him and talked bad about him. And we get upset when people talk and lie about us. Jesus was perfect and it happened. What do you think's going to happen to you when you live this life? Father, if it is your will, take this cup from me. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. But maybe the most powerful words ever said. Nevertheless, not my will. Because if it's my will, I'm going to call an angel to come get me. Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done. Jesus was seeking the will of the Father for his life. And it infuriates me when people think that they're too good to do the same. The King of Kings and Lord of Lords seek God's will. Why won't you? What makes you better? What makes me better? Nothing. We're the sinners. He was the sinless. He was perfect. But yet we think we're too good, man. We just walk out through life, we think we're too good to do this. Humble yourself before God and see what He'll do with your life. Everybody turn to Romans 2:17. Or 2:7. I have another question. I've had a lot of questions tonight, right? But I hope that tonight that we are able to open our hearts and we're able to examine ourselves. And we're able to see where we're at with God tonight. How can it be possible to bring honor and glory to God if we aren't seeking Him to know what He wants us to do? What our purpose is. Guys, even non-believers want to know a purpose for their life.
That's right.
They want to know what created them. They want to know why they're here. They want to know all these different things about the Creator of the universe. Even non-believers want a purpose for their life. Want to know what their purpose is. Why are they here? Why are they living? So us as believers, man, we should be running full throttle towards that purpose that God's given us. We should be seeking 100% to find out what that purpose is so we can change lives for eternity. So we can go to those non-believers and we can say, this is your purpose for life. This is what God has for you. And lives will be changed forever. It says in Romans 2:7, it says, eternal life to those who by patient continuance doing good seek for glory, honor, and immortality. But catch this. But those who are seeking, are self-seeking, those who are self-seeking and do not obey the truth, but obey unrighteousness, indignation and wrath, tribulation and anguish on every soul of man who does evil, of the Jew first and also the Greek. But glory, honor, and peace to everyone who works what is good, to the Jew first, and then to the Greek. Guys, what do we all long for? We all long for love, right? We all long for love. We all long for peace. We all long for comfort, don't we? Each and every one of us long for each and every one of those things. Tonight, I want to tell you an answer. God, Jesus, is all three of those things. He is love. He is love. He is agape love, man. He is never-ending love. He is comfort. I can't tell you many times when somebody passes away, I say, God, grab your arms around them and let them know you were there. And He is also peace in times of tribulation.
Right.
He is that person that can say, come here, son. I'm going to hold you away from this.
That's right.
Come here. I can't tell you how many times I've said, God, you don't have to take this from me. I need peace. And automatically, when I pray that, I feel from my head down just, and I find peace. In Him. And Him alone. If I can go ahead and have the band come up. Tonight, one of my biggest questions tonight is, are you seeking God? Are you seeking the one that you will meet one day? Are you seeking Him? Will He be your righteous judge? Or will He be your Savior? How big is your fire tonight? You know, this is the Ignite a Fire tour. Ignite a Fire revival. Because I don't know how many more tour things we're going to have, right? But Ignite a Fire. You came seeking something. You came wanting something tonight. You came knowing that this revival was the Ignite a Fire revival. That is the theme that this revival has. You knew that coming. And each and every one of you are here by divine appointment. Each and every one of you are seeking something of that. And I want to tell you, the one that you're seeking, the one that you are trying to find, is God. And I'm going to tell you, He is right beside you when you seek Him with your full heart. I believe some people in here are playing games with the foot of the cross. I believe some people in here are playing games with their relationship with God. God says that's not good enough. Some of us are happy being mediocre. Guys, this is what, don't you want to be the greatest in whatever you do? Then why would you let your relationship, the one relationship that matters over every relationship, why would you let that relationship be mediocre? Why would you be fine with that? I see it in all churches, not just this one. In all churches, you have people coming in and sit on the pew and leave. And they're happy with that. My goodness, they're Christians. And they go out, and their fire is barely a flame, and they run people off from Christianity. Are you one of those people? Proclaiming to be a Christian, but not really a Christian? Or I should say a disciple. Because disciples are madly in love with God. Disciples leave anything at the drop of a hat to do whatever God wants them to do. We see that with Matthew. He said, come on. James. Come on. Peter. See it. They left everything at a drop of a hat. Tonight, I know God's talking to some of y'all, man. I know He is. He's saying, do something. Do this, do that. But it's time to make a decision tonight. It's time to take the next step God wants you to take. Whatever that step is, it scares the heck out of me. This next step. But I know it's coming at some time. Right? It don't matter if you're scared. God's comfort and peace and love. Fall into His arms tonight if you're scared. Come forward and lay it all down to Him and say, God, look, I've been playing games. I'm not supposed to be with you because I'm not seeking you. Guys, there's no other way I can put it. One of the most important things in your Christian walk is seeking God. You have to constantly seek God. Because when you stop seeking God, the fire goes out. Look, in your relationship with God, you can't get to a certain stop now because I'm good. Because when you do that, relationship with God is just like your relationship with your wife or friend. It's got to keep growing and growing and growing and growing until the day you die and you meet Him, hopefully, as your Savior. But I'm afraid to say some of us are going to meet Him as our righteous judge. So tonight it's a decision time. Are you going to keep growing that fire so that no, it can't be denied? Or are you going to settle? You're going to settle for mediocrity. What are you going to do tonight? I pray that you come. I'm going to say a prayer real quick. I pray that you come tonight to seek God fully in your life, in your heart. God, I come to you tonight and I just thank you for the message that you gave me, God. God, it spoke to me probably more than it spoke to anybody here. God, I just pray tonight that if it touched somebody's heart, God, that they are not ashamed to take a step out the aisle and come forward and say, God, I surrender all to you. God, I seek you with all my heart. God, I want a relationship with you. God, I want this love that I have for you to keep growing and growing and growing. I never want it to end. God, I just pray that each and every person in here, if they don't come forward, God, I pray that they get something out of this and they seek you more and more.